Hey everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be covering about 6 ways that you can really avoid losing in the coin industry, and the opposite of that is to succeed. So I think that this is some perspective that I would have loved to have heard maybe a few years ago when I was getting started, and I think a lot of this, when I've done it well, has worked super well for me. And so I really try to give back, and there's so much more for me to learn, and I've been so thankful to all the people who have helped teach me, but I feel like a lot of that's not on YouTube. So I try to do my best and just share my perspective. Some of it, you might have a different opinion than I do, and I'd love to hear that. I also could have forgotten stuff, so make sure to leave a comment with any helpful info that you might have, but let's dive in with tip number 1. So it's a little bit silly, but the first thing is generally staying positive, making friends, and trying to do your best to enjoy this hobby. Because I think that it really colors your motivation and your drive to be involved and the feeling that you get from doing coins. I think coins is a wonderful thing, and I'm pretty clear about telling people, at this stage it's like a super fun hobby for me, and it's also a bit of a business for me. And so the confluence of those is wonderful. If I just had to put the amount of time that I do into coins and trade and not enjoy that time and then trade that for the amount of money that I was getting from coins, I don't think that that would be a trade that I was willing to do. But it's a lot of the really good friends that I've made through it, sort of the interesting and intellectual, curiosity and new opportunities that I feel the coin industry affords me as somebody in it. But again, a lot of it is just the happiness and discovering history while being around a bunch of really wonderful people. And I think that general theme guiding my whole experience with the coin industry has been super important. So if you're getting into coins purely as a way to trade your time for money, I don't think that is really, if you can't, at least that can be part of it, but that can't be the only way, that you're enjoying this hobby. And so focusing on what I was mentioning is going to make the whole journey much more enjoyable. My second tip is one of the most important things, and it will also sort of permeate the rest of the things that we discuss, but adopt a posture of learning, because there's so much to learn in this hobby. And I think that really, if you can sort of, whatever industry you're in, this applies to all of them, but if you can go into it with okay, what am I going to have? It's like a growth mindset. I actually took a class about a few months ago that I really, really enjoyed, and they mentioned sort of this growth mindset idea, but what new can you learn about coins? And that could mean you're looking into a different field within coins, new history, or it could mean that you're understanding how the industry works and trying to get a better understanding for the dynamics, the different players, what types of businesses do well, which do not, what the history and how things have evolved, and then even looking into the future so that you can sort of skate to where the puck is going to be as opposed to just doing what's working now. I think that is something super, super important, but it can also be a posture of learning and meeting new people. So I know I just talked about being open and friendly and positive, but if you're able to seek out people who can maybe mentor you, that coins is it's a very person for the most part. There's lots of roles. There's roles that I have that people do at Treasure Town that are much less social. Maybe it's inventorying or doing catalog descriptions, that sort of thing. But it's generally the sort of industry where seeking out people to find you as a mentor. I know how helpful people have been in mentoring me. I don't feel like if everybody reached out on YouTube and wanted to be mentored, I wouldn't be able to. So that's why I try to put out as much educational content and sort of informational, but there's different education about coin specific facts, or education about the industry, or education about how to run your business. I'm really trying to focus in on that aspect of making these types of YouTube videos, but really seeking out people that you can learn from, and a lot of the lessons go well beyond the coin industry. Number 3 is to structure your buying so that you're seeing a lot of new items. And I think if you only are in one of the pieces of advice that people told me that I maybe don't agree with, at least not at the moment, is at least for a while, try a lot of different things out. Now, I've been maybe spending too much time looking at ancient coins and sort of obscure Islamic and proto money and things that very few people are trading in. And but this, I could move this back to US coins. it's true that you could get a specialty, say you only do seeded dimes. There's Jerry Fortin, incredible, seeded dime varieties, I think is his site, something like that. He's done extraordinarily well sort of focusing in and catering to collectors of that sort of material. But I think that also, especially when you're young and you're able to learn for so long, keeping an open mind and being involved with different items, if it's US, maybe instead of only doing Morgan dollars, you learn all the VAMs for the piece dollars and learn how to grade those. And then you can maybe go and pivot to classic commemorative half dollars, or go earlier with the seeded stuff, or take a look at Ikes. There's a lot, and it goes back to the learning, but being willing to take risks as well. If you know how to buy really well, AU and under, and you're not doing mint state, it should be something that you look at. And you still want to couple that with being sound, but taking a few risks that are calculated, and that sort of goes into another point that I have about the importance of analytics, but you want to really think through how you can be expanding your knowledge base and the types of items that you're handling. The next one is also contrary to a lot of popular advice, but I think it's important to work for other people. I've spent about 8 years working for other people in the coin industry in various capacities, and I think I may continue to work for other people. Treasure Town is owned by me, but I've learned so much from the people that I've worked for. I can think of different dealerships, different auction houses, and I'm so thankful to the people who have helped me get to where I am right now. And I'm still, I think at this point, I don't consider myself to be a beginner in the coin collecting, but I would just say I'm sort of an intermediate person. And I feel like I could really help handle, if somebody had a coin collection and was worth $10 million, I feel like I could handle it really well. But there are lots of specific types within the, lots of information, just what I was talking about, understanding how the full industry works, understanding how all these different types of products are traded. There's so much in moderns that people have no idea, like bullion that comes right from the mint, monster size business. We got often the coins come in monster boxes, and that's something that I really would like to learn more about, or how the trading works, or what the coin dealing networks, CDN or some of the other exchanges, how those look. There's a lot more learning that I have to do, and a lot of that is often gained by working for people who have much more experience. And when you work for somebody, do a really good job. And I think I should make a whole other thing, because I've heard people, it's tough to hire people in the coin industry. And that's really true. But it's also can you provide a job where there's enough learning and enough opportunity and enough runway for somebody who's really good to want to run with it and do really well, so that from a business perspective, when it's just somebody working for you, they're not only are they learning and doing well in the coin industry, but then maybe they can go and do something that you're not doing, or do additional types of things that are profit generative, where they feel like they can be entrepreneurial. It's very entrepreneurial business, and if they can generate additional profit, they can structure their compensation in a way that reflects that, and their title. So they're taking ownership of something, doing it really well, and I just think that that's super important, giving people opportunities to step up and succeed in a really good way. I mentioned it very briefly, but another thing I want to focus in on is the importance of analytics in the coin business. I am obsessed with data. I'm obsessed with, just looking at the performance from objective metrics, because if you do all of what I'm talking about and you're trading lots of different coins, if it's just you that has institutional knowledge, or just knowledge of the way that you've done it, it really limits your business. You want a good business is going to be able to be run by other people who may not be able to do it at the super good level that you do, but in a way that is replicable, scalable, and analytics are going to power that in a massive way. And so if I know that I'm trading, a certain type of proto money really well, I know exactly the price that I should be paying for it. If it's a few bucks over, probably going to have to pass. If it's under, we'll buy more than we usually do. Same thing with Morgan dollars and Mint State 63. Or how am I doing when I'm buying, from one specific coin dealer, what they call an AU Morgan dollar? Are those nice AUs with really good eye appeal that sell well? Are they sort of XF coins that have a little bit of luster and I'm breaking even? Analytics are super important. Maybe some of the secret sauce is how you do that analytics that I would be a little more reluctant to share. But if you can find a way to even just reflect on your performance critically and take steps to understand and optimize for the parts of your business that are doing really well, that's going to help you a lot in the long run. And you're not going to lose, because if you realize that you're losing, often you might think that something that you're doing is really successful. Maybe you think you're really good at spending time, getting a few extra bucks on a certain type of a proof set. But if you look at the average hourly profitability, and then this is way lower than that, you realize you're wasting your time. So there's a lot like that that's important. Focus on analytics. Lastly, it's just about generally expanding your network. I think whether that's, if you make a good impression, you're really positive, you're friendly, and you're truly eager to learn, and you have some level of coin skill, you can at least find a job in the coin industry. And if you're really, really good, and you want to go on your own or do that sort of thing, the network is also important. If you can help more people and help greater numbers in your network as a reliable buyer, or as somebody who has advice, or somebody who has other connections that they can, benefit from, I think that that's something you should really lean into. And the whole network, it's like, you want to do it in a very authentic way. Like if I reach out to somebody, it's not like, ooh, I'm like doing networking. It's more like, okay, I'm super excited from that old learning posture. It's like, I'd love to learn from this person or get a better sense. And then you can actually do your best to help people or provide your knowledge, or just be a good friend and sort of, I don't know, not shoulder to lean on, but be a positive person. And I think good things will come out of that. And it makes it so much more fun. When I have a long car ride, there's a lot of people that I call and I'm just excited to catch up. We're not doing any business together, but it's a coin friend. Maybe you listen to them and they give you a strategy piece of advice, or they, are just, you can root for people and be excited, that your friend is, I don't know, getting engaged, or doing something, having some fun thing happen in their life. They took a fun vacation and you can be happy for them. So that concludes today's video. Hope that was helpful. Ways to avoid losing, but sometimes it's easier to be negative. So I probably should have said it 6 ways to succeed, or 7 ways to really succeed in coin dealing. These are things that I wish I had known. If you have additional tips, I'm going to read the comments, and hopefully there's some stuff that I forgot that I could be implementing in my business going forward. So have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you on some future videos. If you have any business strategy videos, don't hesitate to leave a comment, or even better, send me an email, christianh@treasuretown.com, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel, and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.